touch the sky. In the city of angels, feels like I'm coming home. With my head up in the clouds, I am searching for something, and I'm still hoping. 'Cause I wanna be in, not out, wanna make this all count. Yes, I wanna go crazy now, gonna make this all count. Feeling like a rock star, 'cause tonight I'm getting out of line and it's alright. Feeling like feeling like just as cool as John Wayne in his movies. Feeling like I'm James Dean and I know it. Feeling like feeling like a rock star. Feeling like a rock star. Feeling like a rock star. Feeling like a rock star.
But it's not that easy. You're complicating things for me. No, it's not that easy. Maybe just a little time can heal me, but it doesn't feel the way. What are you doing to me? Why'd you break my heart? Left me in the dark, dark. Why'd you have to go? I don't wanna feel this way. I'm still breathing, it's not easy. I'm just a fool for you. I'm just that stupid. Maybe just a little time can make you change your mind about us. I thought that we were meant to be. Why'd you break my heart? Left me in the dark, dark. Why'd you have to go? I don't wanna feel this way. Though I'm broken, I'm still hoping I could be with you. I'm still breathing, it's not easy. I'm just a fool for you. I'm just a fool for you. I'm just a fool for you. For you. For you.
Hey, I've got you on my mind. Yeah, you're all that I think about. You know you got me going wild. And what I want is you. Could you come a little closer? I want you by my side. And I'll try the best I can to make you feel this way. Don't let me down, down, down. It could be you and I want you now, 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 now. Don't let me hold you now. I wanna lay in your arms. Come let me love you now. Yeah, you're the one that I want. I wanna stay here. I wanna stay here with you. I wanna stay here with you. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. I wanna stay here with you. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. I wanna stay here with you. Tell me what you wanna do. Yeah, 'cause I'd do anything. I just wanna be with you. How can you make me feel this way? Don't let me down, down, down. It could be you and I want you now, 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 now. Don't let me hold you now. I wanna lay in your arms. Come let me love you now. Yeah, you're the one that I want. I wanna stay here. I wanna stay here with you. I wanna stay here with you. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. I wanna stay here with you. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. I wanna stay here with you. I just wanna hear you say that you want me to. I told you I can't get you off my mind. Come let me hold you now. I wanna lay in your arms. Come let me love you now. Yeah, you're the one that I want. I wanna stay here. I wanna stay here with you. I wanna stay here with you. La 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 la.
Check, check. There we are. Let's try that again. What's up, y'all? See, that's why we do the pre-show. That's why I tell everybody that doesn't know, that's not on the inside, that the show starts at 7, so we can get everything worked out at 6:30. We haven't had a lot of problems lately, but every once in a while there'll be a live stream where something screws up. So I like to start at 6:30 so you guys can come in here and start chatting it up. So when someone shows up at 7, there's not like one person in here and they just said hi and I said hi and that's all that's in the live chat. In years past, my live streams were kind of dull for about the first half hour and then they got going. But as of late, things have been going pretty good. But what we're going to talk about tonight is the DJI Mini 3 Pro. And I think I got the order right. And it's what everybody else is talking about today. It was released today. I see that there are people in the chat that wished me a happy birthday. I really appreciate that. Thank you for remembering my birthday. I turned 46 yesterday. So I am this gray that's starting to show up in my beard and all the hair that's fallen out. Starting to show my age, and I'm definitely feeling my age. So, but we're going to talk about the DJI Mini 3 Pro. And there are things that I like about it. There are things that I still am on the fence about. But yeah, we're going to talk about who the DJI Mini 3 Pro is for. And whether I think it'd be a great starter drone for people. I don't think it would be the best pro drone, but for people that don't want to register their drone and they don't want to deal with the FAA, the Mini is perfect for that. There are versions of the Mini 3 Pro that are under 249 grams. So those you can fly without registering it. And then there's another version of the drone that has a 47-minute flight time, but that drone's too heavy, so you have to register it if you get those batteries. So there's some things about it. This is the first drone that I've ever heard of that can take that the camera twists. Well, I take that back. The DJI Mavic Pro did it, but they never marketed it. And nobody ever used it because everybody shot horizontal video. Nobody ever shot vertical video back in the day. But since I think TikTok is what did it. I know Snapchat and a couple other social media platforms, you could do those type of videos, but like Instagram started out with squares, and everybody thought squares was the way to go because whether you held your phone horizontal or vertical, you could still get a good square out of it, right? And I've even used my phone in certain ways so that I know I'm going to be able to crop it as a square. But ever since TikTok has come out, and someone mentioned that YouTube Shorts are in vertical. It's just another. It's a thing that this generation has changed the way that we do video. Just like my generation changed, changed the ratio. We went from 4:3 to 16:9. And I remember, whenever my generation, when we were starting to design technology, we designed it in widescreen. So widescreen monitors started coming out, plasma TV started coming out. And that changed the way TV is delivered now. And so the so with these social medias and everybody's shooting using their phone like this, everybody is taking video like that. You see people taking video like it still drives me crazy, and maybe that's just because I'm old, but it's a thing. The latest GoPros, DJI Action, a lot of action cameras have come out in the last several versions of the GoPro. Shoots vertical video. I have a Canon point and shoot camera that shoots 4K. It has a vertical video mode. A lot of your gimbals, mobile phone gimbals, will turn to vertical, or so. There's definitely a thing, like there's definitely a reason for that. Will I ever use it? I'm not sure I will. With 4K video, you can get a pretty decent vertical video out of that for mobile. But yeah, so let's get in this. Let's get in chat. Let's go ahead and do a roll call. Y'all have been chatting it up tonight. So eat more person. That's awesome. Eat More Possum was first tonight. I actually did post that I was first, but we're going to give it to Eat More Possum because I've been in this Melon app since, I don't know, maybe 1 this afternoon. I set up the live stream on my lunch break, and then I went and worked some more, and then came back and I saw maybe around 5 o'clock, Eat More Possum was the first. Steven Drones is in the house. Mike Renack is in the house. Welcome. Let's see who else is here. So Ill Ariel is here. Dustin's here. Welcome. Jim's Droning is here. Truth Seeker's here. Daniela's here. What's up, Daniela? She wished me a happy birthday. That's awesome. Did I miss anybody? Mario Nappa's in the house. He was oh no, he wasn't the first to say that I was. Jim called me Seanster. I want to put that up. Is that slang for youngster Sean? Since you're older than me, Jim. Let's see, Mario's in the house. I think that's everybody. Let's see. I don't see anybody, any other names. All right, so I said hi to everybody. So let's see what you guys are saying. So Truth Seeker doesn't use TikTok. He's only a fan of YouTube. I agree with that. I've started watching food, like if you go to the TikTok app and then you click the food icon, I've learned how to make so many really good meals on TikTok. What I love about YouTube is you can watch somebody else do something. So if they make mistakes or if they you notice things that you don't necessarily notice whenever you read. So like if someone's telling me how to do something, I might miss something. But if I watch a video of somebody doing something and they record the entire process, that's why I try not to edit my videos. There are a lot of people that say that I mumble and I take too long to get to the point and stuff like that. But those are the videos that I like to watch. So those are the videos that I like to present to you guys. But TikTok is one of those things where someone will make, like this weekend, we celebrated every mother that's in my family. My wife is a mother. My mother's a mother. I have a stepmother. She has a stepmother. Her mother has passed away, so we went to the grave site to remember her. And so like on Sunday we just celebrated a bunch of people, and I made chicken fajitas. It's one of my things that I do. I make Caribbean jerk chicken fajitas on the grill. And on TikTok, I saw this video of restaurant style queso, and so I did it, and it turned out great. So anyway, I'm rambling about social media, but it's something that has changed in the last probably maybe 4 years. I'd say like the last 2 years, it's drastically changed, but it's been on its way for a little while. I would say probably Instagram is kind of where people started using their phones all the time to post things. Facebook as well, but Instagram was totally mobile for a long time. YouTube and Facebook, MySpace, all those social medias, Twitter, started out on the desktop, so we uploaded video to them. Whereas with TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, those types of applications, you used your phone to post. And I think that's where a lot of that came from. And I'm just rambling and talking out of my butt, but that's what I think. So we're going to talk about the DJI Mini 3 Pro. We're going to go through the website and look at all the specs, whether I think it's worth the money. There are a couple things that I think are worth the money. I think the controller there, you can control it with the DJI RC controller. I think that's a good deal. I think the standalone drone is about stupid, but if you already have the DJI RC, then you don't really need it if you already have it. So let's see. I got some comments in here. Jim said, I think it is, but I don't know. I don't have a reference point. I don't have a reference point to those comments, but so we're gonna look at the website. We're gonna look at the specs. I'm gonna show you some really old videos. I love to, whenever DJI comes out with a new concept, I love to show everybody where other companies did that a long time ago. And I'm going to tell you at the end of this live stream, I'm going to tell you my predictions, and why I'm probably going to skip this drone. I say that, and then next week I'll pre-order it. But if this is, anyway, I hope they continue down a path that I think they're going down. So yeah, let's get into it. I don't have any videos from Steven Drones this week. So, something else I wanted to talk about. I got an email this week about the club saying they couldn't get into the club. And I think it was Gerald. And, so are any of you guys having any problem going to the club and using it? And the other question is, do we need to keep doing the club? I don't think anybody's posting anymore. I haven't had any new members show up in a long time. And I feel like I made it so secure to keep all the spammers out that it became a burden for people, and so they just stopped using it. I don't know if I had lost momentum in it or what, but I'm going to keep it up for a year. Not a year from now, but a year from whenever I started it. But if it stays stagnant the way it is, I'm probably not going to renew the subscription. I'm probably going to pull it down. I enjoy it. I have a lot of fun, but anyway, it's one of those things that I don't know. Is it worth the time if nobody's using it? For me, it was a good way to possibly bring in some revenue with some ad space on the right. It was also a good way to have a community, to communicate with you guys, have you guys communicate with each other, and I was hoping it was going to be something like that, and it has been for a little bit. But we're going to talk about the club a little bit tonight, and that's pretty much what we're going to talk about. So Jim's droning. Jim, it's hard to say. Jim's droning. Jim said he's getting in okay. The only time I've noticed the captcha show up again is whenever I will, whenever I'll install new software on my computer, or I'll update Chrome or something like that, and then it'll go through the captcha and it's hard to get in. But most websites have captcha, so I don't think captcha is a big deal. So anyway, let's get into the presentation. I think the first thing I want to do is, since we're talking about the DJI Mini Pro 2, or sorry, the DJI Mini 3 Pro. I don't know what I just said. So we're going to share that right now. All right. So here we have the new DJI Mini 3 Pro. As I'm talking about this, if you guys just want to buy it and pre-order it now, like halfway through my presentation, just click on the links in the description to go buy it from Amazon. You can pre-order it. It's coming directly from the DJI store. So you'll get it just as quickly through Amazon as you would DJI. If you click on that affiliate link, then it helps my channel out a lot. So Eat More Possum says, keep the club up, give it some more time. All right, I will. I trust you, Brett. So I want to mention a couple things about this first image. So let's see, you guys can see my mouse. So right off the bat, you've got 2 sensors on the top, 2 sensors on the bottom, and then you'll see later that there's 2 sensors on the back. So this is the DJI Mavic Air 2S. 2 sensors on the top, 2 sensors on the front, 2 sensors on the bottom, and 2 sensors on the back. Okay. So they're really starting to build out the obstacle avoidance. So a lot of these drones they're building now, if all works correctly, they will avoid objects, which is great, especially for a drone like this that is kind of geared towards people that don't want to do it professionally. Like if you're doing it professionally and you already have a Part 107, chances are you have to register it anyway, right? If you're making money with the drone, you have to register it, period. Even if it's under 249. So, or sorry, under 250 grams. So this is geared towards people. This is very, very much geared towards consumers, even though it says the word pro on it. Okay. And I think the reason it says pro on it is because you can you can use it with a professional controller, and you can spend near $1,000 on this drone if you want to. Okay. So we're going to click the Learn More link, go in here, and learn more. So the DJI Mini 3 Pro, Fly Mini, Create Big. So we're going to watch the trailer, and hopefully it'll be, we're going to mute it, and we're going to go for it. The footage is beautiful right here. It shoots in HDR. We know that. It's a cute little drone. Flies great. It's got good tracking. All this footage looks wonderful. Not gonna lie. 4K HDR video. It shoots Asians in a forest. It's got this awesome controller, or one of the options, unique low angle shots. So it can shoot up. We've seen that before. This has true vertical shooting. It's tiny. It's got tri-directional obstacle sensing. And it also has APAS. So it's got Active Track 4.0. So this is what it looks like when it's tracking something, which is awesome. I love that Jeep. That's pretty cool. Something else, if this hits somebody, you know, if you accidentally hit somebody, it's not going to hurt them as much as it would if you're flying a bigger drone. It's got quick shots. It's got zoom mode. It's a digital zoom. It's not a actual zoom. There's extended batteries. Does hyperlapse. 4K, was that 60 frames per second? I missed it. Dual native ISO. It records go-karts and spiders. I mean, all the video footage is great. So FocusTrack, extended battery life, true vertical. It folds out, and it's cute. All right, so that is the video. So I think it's cool. There are a lot of really good things in that video. It's tiny in size. It's bigger than the Mini 2. But Charles, what's up? Hey, Charles, were you able to get into the club? I know you sent me an email. And I don't know why I called you Gerald. But I'm pretty sure it was you that sent me an email this week about not being able to get in the club. So let me know, Charles, if you were ever able to get into the club. So here's the quick specs. Under 249 grams. I think I watched a video where someone weighed it and it was like 247. Tri-directional sensing. 4K HDR. Extended battery life. I don't think the base model has extended battery life, but there is an option to get stronger batteries that does give you extended battery life, and I think that's what that little footnote's for. Okay, so Charles was able to get in, but the CAPTCHA was driving him crazy. What's up, Key Largo dude? Welcome to the chat. Hope you're having a good time. We're talking about the DJI Mini 3 Pro and whether or not I'm going to get it or not. So it's got FocusTrack. So usually a lot of the drones, these quick specs, there'll be a lot more quick specs. So these are the only 6 that really this drone focuses on. So I want to point out that this isn't the best drone that's ever been built. It won't take the best video that's ever been shot. It won't fly the best. It is meant to be very, very light, so you don't have to register it. That is the whole point of this drone. Okay, the whole mini series, that's the point. That's why it says 249 grams. It's the first bullet point here, and it's printed on the drone. Well, this one's printed on the battery, so I'll show you that in a minute. Okay. And I want you guys to notice that this, unlike any other DJI drone, this drone has this section cut out of it. And that is so the camera can point up and so that it can rotate. So there's a lot of space in here, kind of like your wheel wells on your, like the wheel wells on my Jeep. They are cut out at a certain area. So if my wheel's turning and I'm going over a bump, the tires won't rub the wheel well. This little notch cut out right here is like a wheel well, because if this camera is turned vertical and the drone is flying fast and it's tilted, that is what's going to make it so that the camera doesn't slam into the drone. All right. Remarkably mini, the mini-sized, mega-capable DJI Mini 3 Pro is just as powerful as it is portable, weighing less than 249 grams. And with upgraded safety features, it's not only regulation-friendly, it's also the safest in its series. With a 1/1.3-inch sensor, the top-tier features, it redefines what it means to fly mini. Okay, so this is the best DJI Mini ever. Okay, it's not the best drone, but it's the best DJI Mini ever. I want to stress that point. So here's what it looks like unfolding. What they've done here is they've extended these arms. These arms stretch out longer than the other minis. This drone also has a gimbal that's like it's a new type of gimbal. Like I really like the fact that the gimbal is connected with 2 connection points. It's got 2 motors that are controlling this axis. I think it's 2 motors. This might just be a pivot point because it looks like a motor over here, but this kind of doesn't look like a motor, but it might be a motor. I mean, it kind of looks like this over here. But I love how it's 2 connection points. Most of the other drones have just had 1 connection point. Like the whole gimbal is like a big thing that sticks out, and then it has all the other motors on it. So I think that's really good. And I'm gonna go back a little bit. So it does look like the camera still sticks out of the front of the drone. So this camera and these sensors might be what you hit if you hit something. But hopefully these sensors will do their job, so none of that will ever happen. Okay. So it's got the gold tips. It's got the LEDs on the front. So we're going to go in here. Packed with performance. Mini 3 Pro sports a completely new look that is optimized to get more out of every flight with larger propellers. So it's got larger propellers, an aerodynamic body tilt, and a powerful obstacle sensing system. Streamlined design allows for increased flight time and safety. The reimagined gimbal offers a wider rotation range for low-angle shots, and true vertical shooting allows endless creative opportunities. Every aspect of the facelift has been carefully considered to take this mini to never-before-seen heights. Just making sure you guys aren't asking me any questions that I'm not showing you. Fold up and go. You can stay in your pocket. That's about all that's talking about. Notice it's a vest pocket. It's not your jeans. You can't stick it in your tight jeans, Brent. But and it says ultralight 249 grams right there, printed on it real big. So that's the point they want to get across about this drone, especially if like law enforcement stops by and wants to see your drone and wants to see your registration. You can say with confidence that this drone weighs less than 250 grams and I don't have to register it. So that's the whole point of the drone. So Jim's Droning has an interesting comment. Better stability, possibly FPV if DJI FPV goggles plug into the new controller. I'm pretty sure the new controller has a HDMI out. So you can definitely use your older goggles if you want to. Sweet airtime. So I want you to look at these batteries. The battery that's 34 minutes, which is I think that's the same as the last one. They've been about 30 minutes, I think. The 34-minute flight time on this battery, on that battery, it says 249 grams. So the drone will be under 249 grams if you use the stock battery. If you upgrade to the next battery, I forget what it's called. What is it called? Upgrade to the Intelligent Flight Battery Plus. You can fly for 47 minutes. So Jim said it has 2 USB-Cs, no HDMI. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, we'll get to that. Let's look at that. So this is video that was shot on a Mini. You can tell that HDR video looks great because we got a low light situation in the beginning where you're in the shadow of a tree, but you still have the sky in the background. It's not washed out. So that's good. Fly by day, fly by night, capturing of light and shadows. Less noise as evening falls. Savor the moment. Capture your world. Now that's a pretty decent image. That's a pretty decent image. Not going to lie. The Pro has a 1/1/3 inch sensor, dual native ISO, and supports direct output of HDR footage. Every image is enriched with a higher dynamic range to reveal more detail and highlights and shadows. Let's see what this is. Oh, it's just an animation of the sensor. I think I'm about to sneeze. I just sneezed, y'all, in my live stream. 4K HDR video. So let's see what this looks like. So this is pretty much what we already saw on the other video. 1080p at 120 frames per second. That video looks pretty awesome. So that turned out pretty good. 48 megapixel photo. So let's zoom in. Pretty noisy when you get all the way in there, but that's pretty decent. I want to see what the water looks like. That's a pretty good image, y'all. I'm not going to lie. Charles said, just get a USB-C to HDMI cord. That's a good idea. 4K 60 frames per second. So that's some pretty decent slow motion. I mean, that video footage looks pretty amazing for a tiny little drone. Color outside the lines. The Cinelite color mode provides more visual information, offering you richer color possibilities and more flexibility when editing. So this is what it films like, and then this is post-color correction, like in Final Cut or Adobe Premiere or something like that. DaVinci Resolve is the best for color correcting. Peace of mind as you fly. Fly with confidence, navigate the skies. It's got tri-directional obstacle avoidance systems. So this is a really good video to show you what the sensors, like while it's flying, what the sensors are actually pointed at. So check this out. So when you're flying forward, it does that. When you're going backwards, the sensors on the back keeps you from hitting anything. Did we mention APAS 4.0? So the original DJI Mavic Air is the first drone that had APAS. And what APAS is kind of like a Skydio. It finds objects in your flight path, and instead of just stopping with what obstacle avoidance used to do, it'll actually fly around things. And so here's a video of just going forward towards this rock, and then the drone flies around the rock. All right. And then I didn't watch the right side. So APAS is a really cool system. It's very cool. So it has flagship level video transmission. It ensures 1080 30 frames per second live feed up to 12 kilometers, which is pretty awesome. From city views to outdoor adventure, always fly with crisp, reliable live feed. So that's wonderful. It's got the controller. So this is the base. So you can get it without a controller at all, which is like 600 and something. For another $150 or $200, you get this controller. And this controller is similar to the Air 2S and probably the Mini 2. And then there's an updated controller that's kind of the new smart controller. And that is the DJI RCN1 remote control. And you don't need to use your phone with it. It's got a bright screen. So Jim said, I hope controller works with the M3. Yeah, I don't know if the Air 2S controller would work with it. True vertical shooting. Quick stitch between landscape and portrait in just a tap, or not stitch, switch. The re-engineering camera gimbal rotates 90 degrees, so you don't have to compromise image quality. True vertical shooting. So that's pretty awesome. So here's where kind of the fun consumer automated flight features are. You've got MasterShots. Let's go back to MasterShots. MasterShots is a true game changer for any beginner. Simply select your subject. Mini 3 will fly all around and get a bunch of shots of it. So let's watch this again. So what he did was he selected himself on his bike, and so the drone gets a wide shot, a close-up shot, a flyover shot. It gets all these shots and then puts together a video for you. FocusTrack. FocusTrack has Active Track 4.0, Spotlight 2.0, Point of Interest 3.0. So that's pretty awesome. What I like about this is you can tell it's a car. See, there's a car icon down there. So that's pretty cool. Hyperlapse, digital zoom, 4 times digital zoom. So I think digital zoom might look okay if you're in 1080. But digital zoom on my Air 2S is crap. So Eat More Possum says no HDMI, sad face. We're going to put that up because he put a sad face. And he put a bunch of spaces after it. So there's that. Panorama is what I want to get at. We're going to watch a couple videos of mine tonight that talk about taking panorama photos with a drone. And so there's several different versions of panorama on here, as are some of the other drones. Here's a wide angle. And what this does is it takes several pictures and then stitches them together. Okay, so this is the wide angle. This is 180 degrees. Wait, this is 180 degrees that you can't move around. This is the sphere, and this is what I want to get at. So you can tell that it almost got the bottom right. I'm not sure if that little point is just a coincidence or if that messed the bottom up. But check this out, y'all. So I'm going to go up. There's clouds, clouds, clouds. And you can tell right there that it got probably 95% of the entire sphere. It's still screwed up the top. There's still like it screwed up this whole area right here. But that is really good. And you can easily fix that in Photoshop. Super easy. Nacho, what's up, Nacho? Haven't seen you in a couple weeks. Hope you enjoyed the Wizarding World movie that you saw the other day. Don't spoil it for me. I went and saw Doctor Strange instead of that movie. So that's the next movie that's on my list. So QuickTransfer, blah, blah, blah. All the other drones could do that too. It might be an upgraded version of Wi-Fi, but still. So take your Mini to the max. We're going to talk accessories a little bit. So we talked about the Intelligent Flight Battery Plus, which gives it 47 minutes of flight time. And there's a 7 and a 2 on it. So there's special things about it. And I think they're just talking about the weight. 2-way charging hub, which is pretty cool. So 2-way charging means that you can charge your phone with the battery or vice versa. Or you can charge the controller with the battery charger and all that stuff. ND filter set and the DJI RC. So let's go to the Buy Now page and see what these different options are. So there is the 759 version. It includes the DJI RC in1, which is like kind of like the Air 2S controller. Then there's the 909 version, which includes the DJI RC. Okay. And then there is the no remote control version, which is $669. Does not include a remote controller. You can use the DJI RC in one that you already own. So I can probably use my, let's see what that is. I don't know if this has a part number on it or not. Well, I'm too old to read that, but I think I can use this controller that came with my Air 2S with the Mini 3 Pro, which is wonderful. That's going to save me a whole bunch of money. But I still want to get the DJI RC at some point. I don't know if I'll get it with this. I still don't know if I'm going to get this drone. And I'll tell you why. So this is a valid point. I'm ready to give them my money, but not ready to wait until August to get it. And I'm definitely going to talk about that in a little while. So just like kind of what they've been doing lately. They've got a tablet holder. I might go ahead and buy that for my Air 2S. But so these are the two options. I don't think that you can get the Flight Battery Plus unless you get the Fly More Kit Plus. We can see. Let's see what we get. Yeah. So the only place you can get the Plus batteries. Ooh, we got more things in here. So Nacho's ready to give them. Oh yeah, we already said that. So Jim said that's why he orders before it launches. It'll be just under $1,200 with the Fly More package. So the Plus kit has the 47-minute flight time. The Fly More packet, the regular Fly More package, has 39-minute flight time, but your drone will be under 250 grams if you go with that. Okay. Where do you saw all that stuff? All right. I want to look at this chart for just a second, and then we can move on from it. So the DJI Air 2S, which is my favorite drone right now, my favorite foldable drone that is compact. It has a 1-inch sensor. Okay. The Mavic Air 2 has a 1/2-inch sensor. The Mini 2 has a 1/2.3 inch sensor. And then the Mini 3 Pro has a 1/1.3 sensor. Okay, that's really all I want to look at. So a drastic improvement over, oh, this is good. This is a comparison between the Mini 3 and the Mini 2. So it's got a different aperture. The Mini 3 Pro has HDR, so that's new compared to the Mini 2. 48 megapixel images compared to 12 megapixel images. So it's a way better camera. 34 minutes instead of 31 minutes. So they added 3 minutes. The transmission is 12 kilometers of 1080, whereas the Mini 2 only had 10 kilometers of 720. And the Mini 2 only had 2 sensors on the front, where the Mini 3 has more sensors. They added APAS. So APAS was only available before on the Mavic series and the Air series. Okay, but they actually, I don't. Did any of the Mavics have APAS on them? Did the Mavic 2 and the Mavic 3 Pros have APAS, or has it just been Airs? I don't remember that actually. But oh, well, it doesn't have the Mavics in here. So anyway, so that's about all that we're going to talk about there. This is the we're going to look up some close-up images right here. So this controller has a USB-C on it. Actually, I already know that controller. Here's a really good shot of the gimbal. And I want to bring up Parrot Ai. And I wanted to compare it, the gimbal. So the Parrot Ai Gimbal has the 2 connection points on the left and right. And then the other access is on the bottom. So the gimbal on the Parrot Ai can do more things. I think it's really ingenious that the sensors move with the camera. But I just wanted to show you guys that the gimbal is very similar to the AI that came out. The 360 view. Oh, that's nice. So you've got your 2 sensors on the front. You've got a huge. So we figured out last week that air comes in through the front and then comes out the back. So there's airflow while it's flying through the air. Wonderful airflow. Okay, so Jim said the Mavic 2, had APAS. I know all the Airs did, but I wasn't sure about the Mavics. I never had a Mavic 2 or a Mavic 3 Pro. So let's look at the side. So you can see that there's the camera still sticks out in front. Oh, dang it. Okay, good. Oh, come on. So USB-C in the back and SD card. I thought it was going to flip over. All right. And then let's go to this tab, which has the RC unit. Okay, so micro SD and then host. So cool. So this version is $909 with the RC. Links in the description below. And this one's $759. Also, link is in the description below. If you buy it from Amazon, you really help me out. So if you're planning on buying it anyway, so yeah. So Nacho said the front sensors also point back. Double R, welcome to the chat. Yeah, so Double R, we've figured out that there's 3 price points. Oh, this isn't it. This is it. There's 3 price points. Well, there's multiple price points. If you want to get multiple batteries in a bag, there's an extra $250 for the 47-minute flight time, extra $189 for 34-minute flight time batteries. But you get 2 extra batteries and the charger, extra blades, and a bag with the Fly More packages. There is a version that is just the drone. And let's see if there's a what's in the box. So if you just, for $669, if that's all you want to spend, and you already have a DJI Air 2S, then either the Air 2S, it might be I don't know if it's the controller that comes with the Air 2S or if it's the controller that came with the Mini 2. Okay. So don't quote me on that. The part number is the DJI RC-N1. But so there's a 669 version, the one with the RC, which is the new smart controller type thing. That's $909. And then with the regular controller, it's $759. So I want to validate that real quick. So let's look at the Air 2S, and I want to see what controller it comes with. Okay, so the Air 2S comes with the RC-N1 controller. Okay, so if you already have an Air 2S, you can use the controller, so you don't need to buy another controller. Let's look at the Mini 2. And let's see what's in the bag here. So it does not say that it has that controller, but it still might. They didn't put the name of the controller here, so I can't tell if it's the same controller or not, because it doesn't have the part number on this page. All right. So that is all I want to share about that. And Double R, thank you for your questions. No question is a dumb question. Okay. This is a safe place. So Jim said under the flap is a USB-C and SD slot. So Jim said, did you notice that there's no charging brick included? My original Mini had like a dome that you put it in. I have it right down there. But I don't think I think that was kind of a waste of everybody's money. So there are two things that I love about this drone. Okay. I love that it's small and it's in the Mini series. And if anybody was going to ask me what drone to start out on, I would always point them towards the DJI Mini, because they don't cost as much as the better drones. They're great to learn on. And if you have an accident with it, you're not going to do as much damage as you would with the Mavic Pro 3, or even my Air 2S is kind of a brick. Like it's twice as heavy as the Minis. So yeah, so that's what I love about it. I love the fact that this drone points up. That is something that everybody made fun of when the Parrot Ai came out. Like all the DJI people were like, well, the drone points up. Why would I ever want to point up? And kind of left it at that. But I really enjoy 360-degree photos and stuff like that. And all of these drones have put sphere mode in them, but they've never been able to point at the sky. So I have 3 videos that I'm going to show you tonight that's going to get to the conclusion of what drone I plan on buying next. And it's really just well, we'll get there. So the first one I want to show you, this is a video I made, I think back in 2018. So I made this video 4 years ago, and it's taken 4 years for DJI to make a gimbal that points straight up. 4 years. Okay. I thought it was just going to be the new way that everybody did things, but it took them 4 years to get here. Okay. So I'm going to show you this video, and it's kind of a funny video. It takes me back. I stumble over my words, but this was back when I worked at the office, and I just had fun on my lunch break making videos for y'all. So check this out. What's up, guys? Sean here. So today is a super exciting day. They just released last week the new Parrot Ai firmware. And we're not going to test out everything today in the firmware, but the thing that we're going to test out, and let me know if you can hear it, Panorama Mode. This is something that I've been waiting for 10 years. I used to make tiny planets back in the day with my digital SLR camera. You know, I'd take 12 images times 4, so I'd take about 48 images of a landscape, and then I'd stitch it all together in the computer. And then fast forward to about a year ago, all of a sudden they added it to every drone I had. But the problem with all the drones that I had is that none of them pointed up. And then the Parrot Ai came out, and all of a sudden I could point up. So I picked a day. This weekend was crappy. This weekend it was all cold and wet and wintry. But today it's still cold, very cold, but we have somewhat of a blue sky and clouds. And I wanted to do this on a day that had blue skies with some clouds so you can see some variance. Because it's pretty, I've been taking pictures with my DJI drones, and I've been faking the sky, and it's pretty easy. So I've been picking days that had a solid sky, no clouds. But today is a whole new day. We're gonna do this in HD today because I'm recording with the Insta360 One X, and I thought it would be pretty fun to do, you know, use a 360 camera since we're talking about a 360-degree panorama, okay? So, and I think I'm gonna release this in 360 mode as well as regular rectangular mode. And then I'm gonna do a desktop version and a mobile phone version, because this workflow is meant to work out on mobile phone, and for quick pictures I think it'll work, because I did it over the weekend and the stitch was pretty good on the Parrot, just in the Parrot app. So we're gonna do that, but we're also gonna do it on the desktop and use the images from the camera on the drone to do an even better job, okay? So you guys ready to do this? I don't know what this video is gonna look like, guys, but we're just having a blast on my channel, all right? We're gonna have a good time. I'm sure we'll get some comments. Hey, that's weird. Why is that guy doing that? Hey, he says too much. But you know what, guys? My channel, I can do whatever I want to. That's what's the beauty of it being my channel. So, we're gonna go on an adventure. I don't even know where we're gonna go, guys. But I think we're gonna get on the road and we're gonna go down the street and maybe find a really cool place to take a picture. So, yeah, I'll work right over there. So this is a Segway adventure. guys, we picked this spot. We've got kind of a cool cul-de-sac going on here. We've got different, like kind of a Times Square type building over here. We've got a college over here. Not sure what happens in that building, but I think it's going to be a pretty cool shot. So the plan is, back in the day when I had the Parrot Bebop 2 and the original Parrot Bebop, I had this application 60 because that's where the money is, guys. That's something this drone can do that no other drone can do right now. All right. I'm going to select the style to natural. And JPEG rectangular is the only option here. So it's not going to do a DNG for you. It's not going to do a RAW. But check it out, guys. You can see the histogram over there, which is pretty sweet. Got everything set to auto. Auto exposure lock. I want to turn that off. Well, we're just going to go auto right now. We're just going to test this out. Okay. So these are my settings. Take a look. Gander. All right. So let's just get out here. And let's get off the ground, guys. All right, guys, so it's kind of a rule of thumb. When you're doing a 360 image, you want to look down and you want to see what your subject's going to look like, okay? So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go up until we can see the whole cul-de-sac, and then we're going to get in the center of it. All right, guys, so I think that's pretty good. We're gonna move over to the middle. And I think we're gonna be off to the edge of it a little bit. So we're gonna do that. I think that'll be pretty cool, guys. So I'm gonna touch. I'm going here. I'm going to touch the ground, right, guys? Let's just do it. Here we go, guys. It went all blurry for a second. That's weird. Whoa, it's taking a picture of the sky. It's awesome. All right, so it's giving you a nice flash to let you know something's happening. Ooh, I think this is going to be a good one, guys. That building looks pretty good. We got moving vehicles. Hopefully there won't be a moving vehicle under the drone. They're kind of offset to the side. So, ooh, that building looks cool. Glad I did that. All right. So what you'll notice is we've got blue skies, but we also have a bunch of white clouds. There's birds in the sky. So I'll be anxious to see what's going on here, guys. But I took all of my colors off of the ground, so hopefully all that will lock in. And, ooh, that building looks good too. Check that out, guys. Guys, I'm pretty excited about this. We're going to go up to 120 feet since we've got enough battery for it. Super windy out here too, guys, so I'll be anxious to see how this pans out. Actually, I think my geofence is not set to 160. Ooh, that's a good one. All right, we're at the geofence, 154. So now what we're gonna do, oh, we're losing signal. We're gonna come back down a little bit. We're gonna go to about there, 135. All right, guys, so this time we're gonna watch it. and I want you guys to just see what happens. So when I hit the button, it says there's a little progress bar on the bottom of the screen that shows you the progress of your 360-degree photo. And this is all we're going to do today. It's pretty cold out, so I just wanted to get a couple good images, and by the looks of the pictures that I'm taking on the screen, it looks super good. So I always do get into the mobile phone and stitch the panoramas. I'm just going to do one, but I think it's going to turn out pretty cool. As you can see here, my smartphone was about to die, so I was able to get the panorama done, but I quickly brought it to the ground after I was done taking the picture. Alright guys, so now we're going to click on the gallery. As you can see, these are the two panoramas that I took pictures of today. So we're just going to click on one, and we're going to download. And I'm going to speed this up so we can download it pretty quick. But as you can see, right now I haven't sped it up yet, and it's downloading pretty quick. All right, so I want to kind of commentate now. I wanted to show you guys, like back in 2018, this is what you could do with your Parrot Ai. I think the DJI Spark was the first drone that I had that did sphere mode by itself. Parrot Ai came out after the Spark, and then they a couple months later they added it to the Mavic Pro, and then just about every drone since then has come out with a sphere mode. But the important thing about the Parrot Ai in the sphere mode world is that drone can point straight up. And for guys like me that have taken 360 photos for 20 years, you know, I use special tripods that I could point my camera up, and I would take 48 images. I would take a picture straight up. I'd take a picture. I'd like hold the camera weird so I could take a picture straight down. I would put it into auto pano and stitch everything together and make these huge 360 images. And I used to love doing that. And then I'd take them into Photoshop and do a polar. I don't even remember what it's called now, but it had something to do with polar coordinates or something like that. And you would make a little tiny planet long before any of these 360 cameras came out and all that. And so the Parrot Ai, that's what it's doing, is it's taking the same images that I used to take. And right now it's stitching it together on my phone, which was light years ahead of me doing it on the desktop. But this is the image that I would get from the Parrot Ai. And look at the sky. The important part of this photo is the sky. So looks like I just shared it to my computer. Now I'm making a little planet view. And so I'm surprised that the app isn't taking the photo that I already did and then just turning it into a planet. It might be doing that. I'm not sure. It's been a long time since I've done this on the Parrot Ai. But in the app, like your iPhones and your Android phones are powerful enough to do these complex, these complex processes to stitch the images together, to find the control points, to find, like when I used to do it back in the day, you would pick points on two images that were next to each other, and I'd pick this point and then I'd pick this point, and I would say those are the same thing. So I'd pick like the corner of a building or the corner of a window, or I would find points that I knew were exactly the same, and then the software would take those little pieces and warp the image and then overlap and blend those two images together to stitch them together. And so we have a lot of applications on our phones and computers that do that now automatically. Let me speed this up a little bit. My phone's choking right there. All right, looks like I sped it up. I must have been rambling right there. So anyway, this is done with the Parrot Ai, and that is a perfect planet. There's probably some imperfections in there if you zoom in really, really far. But look at, so this is what I did on the computer with AutoPano using the images. And this is me showing you how good a quality this image is, because it was taken like 48 images and putting them together. So I can zoom really, really far in here. Get really good detail, like the tree, the sidewalk, all that looks really good. Then in Final Cut, I can move around to different areas of the image. Like I can make a video animation, and this is just an image that I took. Well, it's an image that I stitched together of a whole bunch of images. And this is one thing that I love to do with drones. Like I love flying them, but I also love to do things like this, where, especially if you're like taking like real estate and taking like property, I can pull photographs out of this huge panorama that I did with my Parrot Ai. I can take a picture of that building. I can take a picture of that building, and from these different points. So that's the video that I wanted to show you guys with the Parrot Ai. And I am sweating. It's getting hot in here. So I'm going to wipe the sweat from my brow. I'm working hard for y'all. All right. Did I get all the... Am I still glistening? All right. I think we're good there. So that is what I wanted to show you guys with the Parrot Ai. And the next video I'm going to show, I'm going to try to speed through parts of this video. I think I'm just going to cut the audio out of it, and I'm going to commentate and fast forward a little bit through it. It's got really bad wind noise anyway. But this is the very first time that I ever did it, a 3D update for that pano with this is the original DJI Mavic Pro. This is the drone that Nacho has. And they added sphere mode to it. So as you can see, there's a little, there's a globe on the photo button, on the shutter button over to the right. And that means that I'm about to take a sphere. And so I'm basically doing the same thing. It's pointing at different areas. This is a better representation of what the drone's actually doing. It's pointing. This is what I used to do with my camera. I'd point up, I'd point straight forward, I'd point down, I'd point at the ground, I'd point at the sky. But I really want to show you guys the final image. And this is stitching together using the DJI Go. This might be the original Go app or the Go 4. I'm not sure. But I want to pause the video here because it's very important. That sky is crap, right? So whenever I would take a sphere with a DJI drone, I would take that sphere with oh, eat more possum. Sorry, I hit a squirrel right there. I'll get to that comment in a minute. Eat more possum. So whenever I would take a picture of a 360 photo with a DJI drone, I would have to do it on a day that there weren't any clouds in the sky, or I would just have to find another photo on the internet and use that sky and fake it, or I would take another 360 camera with me and point it at the sky and just get the sky and then fake it that way. I've done all three of those things. But I just want to show you guys on the drones that don't point up, that they just point forward. And a lot of them that they'll point maybe 10 or 15 degrees up a little bit. But this is what you get. You lose your entire sky. Okay. So that's all the point that I really wanted to get to here. So Eat More Possum said, some folks who pre-ordered the Mini 3 with the fancy controller say they got an estimated ship date of May 30th. So interesting. That's awesome. Now, did they order it right when it dropped? Because I have on Amazon, it says this item will be released on June 29th. Let me check Best Buy real quick. Is it DJI's website doesn't say. Okay, so this might be an indicator on Best Buy's website. The DJI Mini 3 Pro with the DJI RC, you can pre-order that item, and then the one with the remote control is coming soon. So that's interesting. So Amazon says June 29th, ship date of June 29th. Best Buy is pre-order. Let's see B&H. So B&H, it's a new item coming soon. Expected availability June 30th. So all of the retailers that you can usually buy a DJI drone from are like June 29th, June 30th. What's up, Ray Kelly? Welcome to the chat. Hope you're having a wonderful night. So Brent said that only the bundle with the fancy controller has the May ship date for those guys who ordered sometime earlier today. So this is a drone that I'm not extremely excited about, so I will probably just wait till it shows up on a shelf and I see it. I'm 2 months away from the drone at least, probably. So like I'm not going to get it out before Billy Kyle and Flight Path and all the people that got it ahead of time that have had it for months. So I'm not in a hurry. I'll probably get 100 views on my video. I'm not in a hurry for that. I do think it's a cool drone. Uh-oh, my hair's all sweaty and it's not looking good now. Dang it. I was so sexy a half hour ago. The reason, I'm excited for the gimbal. That's about the only thing that I'm really excited for on this drone. Everything else comes on all the other drones. Like APAS, we've seen it, we've done that. We've been there, we've done that. APAS 4.0 might be better than APAS 3.0. But the APAS 3.0 on my Air 2S has 2 more sensors to deal with, like to work with it. So Like my Air 2S has better vision. My Air 2S has a better camera. The only difference is the gimbal. Flight time, I've got a great flight time with my Air 2S. If I was going to do anything realistic with the drone, I would need to register it anyway. So what the minis are for people that don't want to register their drones, period. Okay. This drone does have some good stuff in it, but if you're going to drop $1,000 on a drone, do you need what the Mini offers? That's my big question. So Ray Kelly hit it on the nose for me. It was hard not to hit the buy button today with the Mini 3, but I'm very happy with the drones that I have. So whenever DJI comes out with a new concept, and I would say that the gimbal on this drone is about the only thing that's new. It has a new, kind of a new design, but not really. The only thing that's new about the design is the notch cut out in the front of it so that the gimbal can point up. So if they build drones in the future that have that gimbal configuration that can point up, that can rotate, then that notch is going to be cut out on those drones too. So the drone that I am waiting for is the DJI Air 3. That's the one I want. If the Air 3 has this gimbal configuration, but with a 1-inch sensor, or even a better sensor than the 1-inch sensor, I don't think they'll do that. I think it'll have a 1-inch sensor on it, and like the only new thing will be the fact that it twists and points up. Okay, and if it does that, I'm happy with that. If it uses the same batteries as the Air 2 and the Air 2S, I'll be even more happy. So that is the drone that I'm looking for. The Mavic Pro 3 is a really awesome drone, and I would love to be able to afford that. But, for the things that I do, I don't need that much of a drone. So the Air 2S is almost perfect for me. And if the Air 2S did this, like the same thing that the gimbal does on the Mavic 3 Pro, or maybe even call it the Air 3 Pro or something, that's what I would love. Okay, so that's the drone I'm kind of holding out for. I have a feeling they put out the Mini 3 Pro, and they're going to take everybody's money, and then they're going to wait several months, and they're going to come out with the Mavic Air 3. And it's going to have everything that is exciting about the Mavic 3 Pro, except for the fact that it's under 250 grams. So I'm at the point, I sold my Mini, and right now I don't have, besides a couple little tiny FPV drones, I don't have any drones that are less than 250 grams, and I don't need any drones that are less than 250 grams. I am more than happy to register my drones, and more than happy to, if somebody comes up to me, if I'm flying recreational, like a lot of you that don't want to get your Part 107, you don't want to take the tests, you don't want to go through all that. All you need is to take the trust test to fly recreational. And if your drone's a little heavier, like the Air 2S, then you just need to register that with the FAA, and you are good to go. Okay? If you're not going to make any money with it, if you're just going to put it on your YouTube channel, and there's a big debate on whether if your channel's monetized, you put it like that's your prerogative and how you handle your channel. But if a cop comes up to you and you show him your trust card and you show him that the drone is registered, and if he's concerned on where you fly, you can go back and show him the flight path that you took and show that you didn't fly over kids, you didn't fly over the ball game or fly anywhere you weren't supposed to. Like if a cop comes by and starts asking you questions, if you have the knowledge to answer those questions, you'll be fine. So I don't think a drone under 250 grams is worth it. I think the Air 2, if you don't have to point up, if the Air 2 is a great drone, and you could probably get that for about $800 now. Okay. And if you're going to spend $909, get the Air 2S. Get one of these other drones that can fly a lot better. So if I have $1,000 on my credit card and I'm in Best Buy and there happens to be one on the shelf, I can't honestly say that I won't buy it. I can't tell you that. I think it'd be a great drone to take to camp with me and fly around the youth group, because it's not going to hurt somebody very much if it hits somebody. If something happens to go wrong, and there are a lot of videos on YouTube of drone crashes. Luckily, I don't crash very, very often, and I try to fly as safe as possible, so I don't really fly around people. But every once in a while, I'll fly like 25 feet away from somebody and I'll point in their direction. I'll do that type of stuff. But and I'll fly really high over somewhere that someone might be walking or something like that, but I wouldn't fly over the interstate or anything like that. So the question on this live stream was, will the DJI Mavic 3 Pro be the next drone that I purchase? And I don't think it will be. But if they come out with the Air 3 this year and the gimbal does what this gimbal can do, if I can take a 1-inch sensor drone and take a 360-degree sphere with it, and a year later I can control it with Drone Link, then wow. I could do virtual tours of people's property. Like, to me, the world just opens up there. So what did I miss you guys saying? The Air 3 better surpass the ancient Mavic 2 Pro in image quality. Yep. So, okay. So the camera, well, I don't want to get into that right now. Let's get into I like this comment from Charles. For $1,000, it better bring home the bacon and fry it up in a pan. Wouldn't that be awesome if you go buy a drone and cook for you? So Nacho, so what Nacho is coming from, Nacho is coming from the DJI Mavic Pro. So the camera is better than the DJI Mavic Pro. Not much. Let me see. I'm going to go back to this chart. It's not on the chart. Wow, did you know you could still buy the DJI Mavic Pro Fly More combo on Amazon and it's still $1,900? For real? I'll sell mine for that. Yeah, I can't find the sensor. But coming from the DJI Mavic Pro, it's probably an upgrade and then a smaller size for you with what you do. But Nacho, if you'll remember when we were flying, like you visited me when right after I got the Mavic, right after I got the first Mini, right? And I was flying it around with you. Your Pro could fly a lot better than the Mini did. So I would take that into consideration when you're flying near the ocean or you're flying over the mountains or you're flying in the areas that you fly. That Mini might not be able to handle that. So I would just keep that in mind. But yeah, I think it's a very good concept. Ray Kelly said the Air 2S is an awesome drone. Agreed. So yeah. So with that, what time is it? 8:19. Whoa. We've been at this for almost 2 hours. So I'm going to end this conversation with a video of the Nashville Super Speedway filmed on the DJI Mavic Air. Wait, no. DJI Air 2S. No, it is a Mavic. No. Sorry, the Mavic Air 2. The Air 2 is a Mavic, and then the Air 2S is not a Mavic. I just wish they'd keep their names separate. So Nacho has a great point here. So if you buy the DJI Mini 3 Pro and you get the one, maybe let's say you get the one with a nice RC controller that you can use with other drones, or you get the one with the controller. The drone is sold by itself. So if you crash that drone, you can buy another drone. A lot like the DJI FPV. Like, if you crash your DJI FPV drone, you don't have to buy a new controller or new goggles. You can just buy a replacement drone. So that's a really good point. I was trying to figure out what y'all were saying. 920, 420. Someone put a colon in there. Chris put a colon in his colon. He put a... Wow. Yeah, it is a colon. So now I know what y'all are talking about. So Jim said the Air 2 is upgraded Mavic, not an Air upgrade. Oops. So the Air 2S is the one with the 1-inch sensor on it. Air 2 doesn't have as good a camera on it. You're right. I do like it way better than the Air. The Air was a really cool drone, but I feel like it's one of those things that they tried to change things and then they decided they were all bad ideas, and so they changed back to kind of mimicking the Mavic. But the Air is a great drone. I love the APAS, and I love the fact that it came in different colors and like the Spark did, and all that stuff, but it was loud. It had not loud, but annoying, like bees. It sounded like a swarm of bees when you flew it. Yep. All right. So I'm going to show you guys the Air 2S video, and I'm not planning on buying the Mini 3 Pro. I am planning on buying the Air 3 whenever that's announced. And I have a feeling it's going to be later on this year, but that's just me. Right before Christmas. Because I already came out with the Mavic 3. I don't know if they'll ever come out with another Phantom. I'd love for them to come out with a new Phantom. I think that would be wonderful. But Chris Wedgeworth said if the Mini 3 Pro had side sensors, he'd be all in. So the Mini 3 Pro to Mavic Pro is the Mavic Pro to the Phantom 4. What I wish they'd come out with a foldable drone that has the shutter from the Phantom, because the rolling shutter sometimes, like I love the shutter on the Mavic 4. I'm sorry, the Phantom 4. I'm going crazy right now with all these drone names. So you can tell I'm getting tired. So we're going to end tonight on this video that Steven Drones made fun of because I repeated some footage in it, but I still like it. So here we go.
Been 20 nights and 20 days, lost without a friendly face. No reflection from my soul, emptiness is rising tall. Calling to my brighter side, wishing for a place to hide, a place to leave the dark in me forever and ever. Chasing sunlight, racing for life, breaking silence to master the lies. You can tell a story, but I can't deal. Telling it again doesn't make it real. I am on the run, I am chasing light. I'm finally a part of the race for life. For 20 nights and 20 days, I was drifting out of space. I turned away from every sound, from everything that shook my ground. But slowly I will start to change, feel the light within my range. The aberration time is due forever and ever. Chasing sunlight, racing for life, finally a part of the race for life. Chasing sunlight, racing for life. Breaking silence to master the lies. You can tell a story, but I can deal. Telling it again just to make it real. I'm on the run, I'm chasing light. I'm finally a part of the race for life. I'm finally a part of the race for life. I'm finally a part of the race for life.
All right, y'all, that was it. Hope you guys liked this video. Please like, subscribe to my channel, click on the bell for notifications when I put out more videos about drones, action cameras, regular cameras, and live streaming. Have a wonderful week. And yeah, I'm thinking about taking some of the security off of the club, but I would love for you guys to invite all your friends to check out the club. The link is right there. Join the AV Club, club.SeanHydeStudios.com. And just a reminder, in a couple weeks, Project Liquid. We don't have anybody, nobody has submitted a video yet. So I gave y'all 2 months. So hopefully we'll have something in there. But if nobody enters, then I don't have to buy anybody a shirt. But anyway, hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I will catch you guys on the next video. Peace out.